it just adds to the whole effect, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Hello, Yolani.
Hi. Yes.
Did I say that right?
Yes. Yolani.
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 Yo, yo.
Yolani. Thank you.
That's how every that's how every room should like
Definitely.
introduce you, right?
Definitely.
And
I would love that.
Or not that one.
No.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm Yolani. That's actually my stage name.
Hey,
my
okay,
actual name.
You don't have to reveal your actual name if you don't want to.
No, it's okay. I don't mind. Because the way I came up with Yolani, it's a bit of a story as well. But my actual name is Melanie.
Melanie.
Okay. Or Melanie in English, if
Yes.
people want to say, or just Mel. My parents call me Nani. So I've got a lot of different
Nani.
Nani. So Melanie, Nani.
Oh my God.
So originally,
you might have had my problem when my mum's Indonesian.
Mm-hmm.
And she learnt how to speak English by living in English-speaking countries.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing with Indonesian is the grammar is backwards to English.
Yeah.
And she would always speak half Indonesian, half English. So it was really confusing growing up. I'm
No.
yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
And then why? So my name's Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
My brother's name's Anthony. Why the fuck did you do that? What?
You know what's
2
funny
A's?
as well? So my sister's name is Sandy and my brother's name is Andy.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, why wasn't I Mandy? That would make a little bit more sense.
Or Candy.
But, or Candy. But no, Melanie came out and yeah.
So, so why did your parents give you that name and then give you all these little nicknames?
I think everyone just kind of have a nickname. I guess because it's longer, because Sandy and Andy is it's kind of short. Melanie is 3 syllables, and they're like Melanie, Nani. They just normally shorten everything. So.
Are you the youngest?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
So
Maybe
why did they give you 3 syllables if you're the youngest?
I was the special one, the chosen one. No, I joke.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I don't know. I
obviously,
probably should ask.
Shows now that you're the youngest.
Does it?
Oh, finding it so hard to breathe in here. No, I'm kidding. And you were saying Mauritius and
Seychelles.
Seychelles.
So my mum's from Seychelles and my dad is from Mauritius.
Wow.
And they came here. So my brother and sister were born in Mauritius, and then they came here and then had me. Yeah. As I was saying before, I don't think I was planned, but
So you were the mistake.
Probably, but a pretty good mistake. I'm sure they don't regret it now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, I would hope so.
That's also probably why they gave you a 3-syllable name.
Yes.
Because they're like, she's special. She needs to be something different.
I think so.
They migrated here from their homeland, and they're like, we have to spawn a seed here. And there you came.
Yes, that was exactly their thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, we can get them on the call if you want.
Sure.
And so you're a singer.
Yes.
Have you always been around music? Are your parents singers or creatives?
So my dad is actually a musician.
Oh my God! Don't tell me he's famous as well.
No, maybe back at home in Mauritius, but in the Mauritian community, I feel like he is quite popular.
Wow!
So he plays the lead guitar and he sings as well. Well, more so back in the day. He's a bit older now and is slowing down a bit, but he was the one who introduced me to music when I was little.
Yeah.
Performing wise, I started off as a dancer. So as most little girls do, you do ballet, jazz, tap, hip hop, song and dance. I did all of it.
Yeah, you wanted to be involved in,
I just love being on stage.
Right.
I didn't like the classes, but I loved just being on stage because when I was young, I was very, very shy. But then when
I do not see that.
Oh, I was. I was very shy when I was little, but then when I went on stage, I feel like I was able to become the most confident version of myself. I guess because it's you're acting, you're performing, so it's sort of like a safe place to be confident. And so I loved that aspect of it. My dad, he was or is in like a Mauritian band.
Right.
And so they were every weekend they're going out doing gigs and things like that. So me and my mum will go with him, or the wives will be on the table, the little groupie, and yeah, we'll go nearly every weekend watch my dad sing.
And he'd be up there playing and you'd be running around behind him.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Well, I wasn't really allowed on the stage.
Yolani.
But in front.
Yeah. Nani.
Yeah. And yeah, so we'll go with him. And then one day he was learning a song, and it was a father-daughter type of song, and he needed like a little girl to sing with him. And then so they're like, yeah, you should go up and sing. I'm like, sure.
And that's what started it all.
Yeah, pretty much. So every now and then I would go up and sing with my dad, and then I started doing songs by myself every now and then. And yeah, so that was the start of it. And I just, did not look back.
That's actually pretty cool. Like that's I think that there's two types of musicians. There's obviously the ones that grow up with it, and it's all kind of like grounded in what their parents did or what their family did, like all this. And then there's a second type where it's like it just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And so you're the first type. And you know, like to hear you say that you were shy when you were younger, like talk me through that. Like, why do you think that was?
I'm not sure actually. I just think I think I was just very self-conscious. More so not really in primary school. I would probably say that's more in high school. I was confident, but like I wouldn't be one to like always put my hand up to talk. I would be like, you know,
observing.
I'm more of the observer, and I would sit back unless someone was to talk to me, then I would talk. But to put myself forward took a lot of effort on my part. Like my mum always used to have to try and encourage me, like go say this, go do that. And also growing up with like my cousins like knew me and stuff. They were like my age, and so they would always like speak for me. And do like I was like, a little bit of a scaredy cat.
Because were you the youngest of the cousins?
No, I was I was actually one older. But yeah, like they helped me like talk and stuff. I think as I got older, then I was able to, you know, speak up for myself. But that's why I think I really liked the stage, because I think I was able to do that for myself. Yeah.
I think every like person is different, and every child is different, and like depending, you know, like if you're an extrovert or an introvert or you know, like it just takes, I think, time for like for people to like come about themselves and, you know,
100%.
be confident in what they're doing.
I feel like I'm a little bit both. Yeah. I think I can be extroverted with the right people.
Contrary to belief, I'm a little bit both.
Yeah.
Like I like my quiet time.
Yes.
You know?
And being by yourself.
It's so weird. I'm like, I think it's an age thing.
100%.
I'm definitely at the age where I'm like, you know what? Peace is so much better than chaos.
Yes.
Like,
and you know when your social battery is like running out and you just need to be by yourself. I love being by myself. Like just
it's not so much my social battery. I guess I'm I take on a lot of people's energy. And so then it's kind of like just processing like all of that.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
That can be a lot.
Yeah.
And I think as you get older, you kind of are able to notice that around certain people.
Yeah.
So then you kind of like, maybe I should step back, or, you know, which the right people to kind of hang out with that would uplift you as well. So yeah, that definitely comes into it.
Exactly. Like choices of people that you want to hang around with. Right?
Yeah.
So you didn't want to continue on and do like performing or like dancing and stuff like that? You wanted to do singing? Or are you
No,
a little bit of a dancer as well?
I did grow up as a dancer. So besides doing the ballet, jazz and everything,
Yeah.
as I got a little bit older, I got into Sega dancing, which is the Mauritian cultural dance, is Sega. And so we were actually, they're actually quite popular. There's a lot of groups in Melbourne now and all around Australia, but I feel like we were in Melbourne, one of the first Sega groups to be formed when I was younger. And so we did all the Mauritian dances and things like that. And it was a paid thing. Like we were getting paid to go and perform. So it was really, really fun. So most of the, like the dances that my dad would be performing at, I'll be also performing as a dancer there and things like that. So
what would you say is a key characteristic that's different to any other dance, like this Sega dance?
of the type of dancing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hip movements. So it's very sort of like a Hawaiian type of dancing.
Yeah. And like the outfits that you wear and
Yeah,
stuff.
so you wear like a long floral skirt that you can like lift up and swirl, and then it's like a little crop top and a flower in your hair. So it's very tropical vibes. And yeah, that's a big influence in my music actually as well, because it's all like tropical style and things.
Island Girl.
Yes, yes. That was literally, I'm pretty sure, one of our group names, Island Girl, Tropical Angels. Like those are like the typical names for like Sega groups. Back in the day, I don't know what it is.
We're not stereotyping here. What's the saying? We listen and we don't judge.
You listen and we don't judge. Yes.
So that's cool.
Yeah, it was very.
So you
very
were
fun.
really like right in it with your parents, like.
Yeah, I really, really loved it.
Mind you, they were probably like, "Oh, we can get money if she performs.
No.
She can come with us."
I don't think they ever took my money actually. Having to think about it, I wasn't getting paid a lot, but it was something. When you're young, like anything that you get is like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
fact that you were enjoying doing it as well.
Oh yes, it was really, really fun, and I did that pretty much throughout high school as well.
That's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I did that, and then I was singing. I did more singing when I was little, like in primary school, and then I kind of stopped when I was in high school.
Because you're going through the hormone change.
No, I was like,
It was a boy.
no.
The boy made you stop singing. Your voice is for me. Why did the boy sound like that? I don't know.
Oh, that's a very feminine boy. But again, we listen and we don't judge.
Hey. I got told the other day, Andrew, you are a right balance of feminine and masculine. And I'm like, thank you.
That could be a good thing.
I think it is a good thing.
Yeah.
I
100%.
appreciate lots of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. No,
So why
but,
did you
yeah.
stop?
Well, I went into high school. Year 7, I did a little bit of music. And then I went to a high school where pretty much everyone was a singer.
Oh, fuck.
Everyone, and not just one artist, everyone was amazing. Like really, really amazing.
Oh,
and
this actually explains why you were a little bit introverted, because of the expectations of like everybody else, your circle. Yeah.
100%. And that did, like everyone was really, really good. And at the time, obviously R&B was very popular back in the day, like at that time. And so everyone wanted to be Beyonce, and like not just that, all like everyone was just really, really good at singing. And for me, I'm not an R&B singer.
Oh,
No,
you're not?
no.
What type of singer are you?
I don't even know. I'm just Yolani. I make my own sound, but pretty much that's.
She's in her own fucking category.
I'm in my own category.
And did we also mention that she's the youngest?
And is it bad to
Little-
mention that I am a Leo as well? Does
Oh.
does that make all sense?
It does. You're a Leo.
Yes.
That's so
yes,
funny.
Yes. Yeah, no, I'm not an
You
R&B
definitely
singer.
do things your own way.
Yes, I feel like I kind of had to. Otherwise, I don't think I fit the mold of a typical singer.
What's the fucking
Oh,
mold anyway?
Well, I just think like
for anything.
that's true. But
A mold is just other people's stupid expectations on you or on other people based on the shit that they didn't do.
yeah, that's true.
What?
100%. And yeah, so everyone, they were doing like R&B, and I loved R&B like back in the day. But I couldn't sing it. And because there was a lot of songs that I liked that when I tried to do covers of, it didn't sound right because I didn't sound like the singer or I don't sound like an R&B singer. Like it just doesn't come naturally to me.
Right.
And so I got it in my head that I'm not a good singer. Like I just think I just wasn't able to sing because I didn't sound how I thought I should sound like. And so I took a little bit of a step back then.
What did you decide that you were going to do something else?
I did.
You were going to be a doctor.
No.
You were going to be an architect.
Oh no! You have to be smart for that. I'm not that smart to be a doctor, but I'm very creative, and I know I wanted to do something in the creative field. And I thought if I couldn't be performing a singer in front of the camera, I'm like, why don't I go behind the camera? So I started,
photography.
Mainly videography. So I
Oh,
started
shit.
filmmaking.
How did we not just start on that conversation? So
I went through a lot of different phases. Actually, we'll get there.
videography.
It's been a bit of
That shit's hard, man.
Filmmaking. So I did media at school, and I really, really liked. I love being behind the camera. But not just that. I specifically liked editing, and I think that comes a bit of like I like being by myself and just in my zone editing. So after I finished high school, I went and studied. I got my bachelor degree in screen production. So I did that. Yeah, I did that. And that was very fun.
How many is that?
That
3
was
years?
3 years.
Yeah.
So
Where did you do that?
Holmes Glen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
That was really, really fun.
You didn't want to go to Hollywood?
No. If anything, I wanted to do my own business pretty much and work for myself. But that didn't really work out as well. So I finished that and I did a lot of freelancing. In the meantime, I was working because obviously I'm not going to get a full-time income doing that straight away. So I was working as a checkout chick at Safeway. It was called back in the day.
Hey.
That was my first job.
You were an essential worker.
Yes, I was. Luckily, I wasn't working there during the pandemic, though.
Yeah.
But no, I was there for 6 years.
There are still Safeways around, aren't there?
Well, it's Woolworths now.
Yeah,
It's
but
changed.
I think
Is there?
Yeah, I think there's a few Safeways around, so you can like reminisce the nostalgic days if you want.
I get triggered when I go into Woolworths. Let alone I hear the little PA, and I think they're gonna call me to work. I'm like, I get very nervous sometimes. I go in there, I'm like, oh my god, I've got to go. I have to work.
PTSD.
No. Yeah, I hated it. But looking back now, it's actually a good job for my age. Like I would encourage my kids to do that. But like when
You've got kids.
Yeah. How many do you think I have?
Holy shit! I've never been asked that question by someone. I would say 2.
I got 3.
3. I was fucking close.
But 2 pregnancies.
Oh, you had twins.
The second girl I got twins.
Holy shit.
Yeah. That was a lot.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's later on in my timeline, but we can definitely get there.
Identical or paternal?
Well, they were I was told fraternal.
Fraternal.
But they look identical. So there's a chance they can be identical if the egg was split before they went into their separate sacs. There's a lot to learn when it comes to twins.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they're identical, but I just need to get them tested. Yeah. Yeah. That's
So hang on. So after the first one, you're like, oh, we'll just have another one.
Yep.
And then you fell pregnant and you're like, oh shit.
Yep.
We got a bonus one to add to it.
Yeah.
Do you think the work is more or the same if you just have 2 extra as opposed to 1 extra?
I found it was harder going from 0 to 1 than having multiple kids.
Yeah.
I think because when you have no expectations, like you don't know what to expect, I should say, when you have your first one. So you go from looking after no one, or you're just like yourself pretty much, to being responsible for a little baby, and then like you don't know what's the right things or wrong things. Like it's a lot of trial and errors, and everyone's telling you different things, and you don't know whether to trust your judgment. So I was more anxious when I had my first one.
Yeah.
And so he was really, really attached to me as well. So that was a little bit hard. Then we had obviously my twin girls had.
So what's the age difference between?
4 years.
Okay, so that's a good enough time.
Yeah. But we were planning for one more, and then we go, fuck. Whoops, But now that they're here, like when I first found out, I was like horrified. Not in a bad way, like not in a like
shocked.
In a
You were shocked.
I was shocked and I was scared. I should probably say.
Yeah.
Because I knew how hard it was just to have one, and I'm like, how I'm gonna grow two, how I'm gonna give birth to two, how I'm gonna look after two newborns. Like, I was in shock.
You do realize that growing two is involuntary. That just happens.
Yes, but like it is a lot and very painful towards the end and uncomfortable. Yeah. And it's like, how the hell am I going to do this? Like, this is
definitely towards the end.
Oh my God. No, it was quite an experience.
Did, shit, I forgot what I was going to ask. Did, yeah, no, it's gone now. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, I suppose, like, that's what I was going to ask. Mm-hmm. With your first, did you find out what you were having?
No.
No? When you fell pregnant with your second, did you find out what you were having? No.
Both surprises.
But they told you were having twins when you had your second.
Oh, yes.
But you didn't find out what sex.
No, I didn't want to know.
Oh. Imagine if you had 3 boys.
I was really expecting that.
Really?
I love being a boy mum to my son, like my firstborn. And I just, not that I didn't want girls, it was hard to picture myself with girls after being with him for so long. And he is such such a good little boy, and I'm like, I could have another 2 of you, and like it would be great, and it'll be so much cheaper because I will have already the clothes already and the toys, like everything's like ready.
Doing the
financially,
maths, the economics.
Like, it would have been financially better. And then the whole time I really, really thought I was having 2 boys. Like I was like, my intuition is strong. I'm like, I'm definitely having 2 boys. Like, I know it. Like, I mentally prepared for 2 boys.
We listen and we don't judge. You got that one wrong.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I was so shocked because I had a C-section. They were like phase. So for
they
the
came out the sunroof.
One, yeah, that was another experience. But
that's fucking hard shit, man.
Yeah,
my sister had a C-section. She's like, bro, it's like
the recovery for that is
a major operation. You can fucking die.
Yep. Yeah, thank you. No, it was.
I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was quite scary. It was quite scary. It was just another experience in that. But yeah, they came out of C-section. The first one came out and they're like, oh, it's a girl. And I was like so shocked. I'm like, a girl. I'm like, okay. And I kind of relaxed a little bit thinking, okay, the first one's good. Other ones is definitely going to be a boy. Like, it was no doubt in my mind. And so I was like, okay, I thought it was either going to be... I know.
You got that one wrong.
I was either going to have 2 boys or a girl and a boy. Like, that was the only options.
Right.
In my mind, I was like preparing for that. So the first one came out as a girl. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, okay, I relaxed. The next one's a boy. And they're like, it's another girl. And I'm like, what? I was in so much shock. But like, it's so funny. But like, now that they're here, they're like, they are 20 months now, and they are just so full. I cannot imagine them as boys now. Like, I was meant to have them, and it's just so much fun because I'm such a girly girl, and I'm like,
You seem like a girly girl.
Yeah, and like, I guess when I had my son, you kind of like, when you become a boy mom, I feel like you just turn into a little bit more sporty, like active way and all that. And now that I have girls, I'm like, oh, let's do their hair, let's put bows in their hair, dress them up, everything's pink, and so I like rediscovering that girly side with them, and it's really, really fun.
And you know when they all grow up, your son will just be like super protective over the
he
twins.
already is. it's so funny. He's like the sensitive one, and he's very caring and nurturing. And then my girls are just little crazy psychos. Like they're just like but in the best way. Like they're lots and lots of fun. And yeah, no, he helps me, takes care of them. Like when he's home, it's actually sometimes easier because he's helping me. Like he likes to. So he gets the bottles and make sure they're okay, and he plays with them, and and it's really, really nice to see. Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
How do you fit all of that in and your like music career? Because didn't you just say like you mentioned like before we started recording that you were in America recording?
No. So I was signed to a label that was in America.
Right? But you were here recording.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I have like all my recording equipment at home. So I have a home studio.
Yeah.
So that comes in handy a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it would definitely come in handy.
Mm-hmm. So just like whenever I'm feeling creative, and especially when you have kids, like you have to work around them, right? Like I can't, and when you're being creative, you can't just drop everything and go into a studio. Like it's just there. So yeah, easy access.
I love the fact that you're not allowing being a mother impact your creative side. And you're still doing it.
Yeah.
You know, you probably obviously had to take a little bit of a break, like after having them.
Yeah.
But then like you're back into it, right?
Yeah, 100%. And if you were to ask me like 10 years ago, like when I was like first starting out and things like that, I had a lot of restrictions on myself. I told myself, like when I get married or something like that, I'm gonna stop. I could give myself a time. I was very stupid back then. I had a lot of crazy like different mentalities.
And again, I think that's like other people's expectations on you.
Yeah. And then I told myself when I have a baby, I'm gonna stop music. And then I had my son. And then I told myself, okay, when I turn 30, I'm going to stop. Like, that's just like, I've given it enough time. Like, I'm giving myself time limit. I just thought, like, I don't want to, like, in my head, like, I don't want to be, like,
that's
on stage
so
as a mom. Like, this was, like, early 20s I'm talking about. Like, I think my mentality, I had to go through a lot of different stages. But then, and then I turned 30 and everything, and then I had more kids, and then I was like, and I can't stop. I can't stop pursuing. I think also.
Can't stop singing, can't stop having kids. Imagine if he had more kids.
Please do not bless that on me. I would welcome them with open arms, but no more, please. Three's enough.
I mean, you could have kids out there that you don't know about.
Oh, how is that possible? Is that possible?
No, it's not possible.
You know what? I would be definitely open to adopting. That's one thing I would love to do if I was ever like in a position able to like. Yeah. Me and my husband, we love kids. We love kids. Yeah. We're definitely open to it. But at the moment, three is a lot.
The limit.
The limit at the moment. But if anything, like as you were saying, like my time is very restricted having kids. But since having them, I feel like my music has kind of evolved to be better. I have more things to write about the experience, and I think I just leveled up as a musician, I think, from having them. And it's funny because I was like delaying having kids because of my music at one stage, because I got married really young as well.
How young?
So I met my husband, we were 18 when we met, and then we got engaged.
Oh, shit.
We got engaged.
High school sweethearts.
No, it was 1 year after high school. I met him the year after. Yeah.
On a Kentucky tour?
No, this is actually funny. No, this is going to be showing my age, but he he knew me from where I was working when I was at Safe. Well, I didn't know him back then, but he added me on MySpace. Back in the day. Oh my God, this is really showing my age. MySpace, when that was the thing, he added me and I was like, oh, it's pretty cute. And like,
hey, look. Did I have a MySpace? I don't think I had a MySpace. No, I think
You skipped that?
I think I missed that whole era. I remember having an MSN account.
Yes.
And an ICQ account.
Oh, I didn't have ICQ. I had
ICQ
MSN.
was like pre-MSN.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you didn't have a MySpace because that was like came around the same time or
Yeah,
a
no,
bit
I
after,
didn't have a MySpace. No.
no.
Because that was like late 90s.
Yeah.
Late 90s. You know what it was?
Mm.
I was too busy going out.
Oh, partying.
Yeah.
I was probably still in high school at the time.
You were probably still in high school.
No, but I did meet him, 1 year after high school, and he added me. He's like, oh, he knew where he knew me from, but he's like, oh, you look familiar. And I'm like, and I just said, oh, you look familiar too, but I didn't.
Shout out to the husband.
He was playing it cool.
Playing it cool, suave.
And he added me, and then I'm like, I pretended. No, right. Very, very smooth. He pretended that he knew me from somewhere, or like I looked familiar. Shit. And we had friends in common, and I just pretended that he looked familiar, but he didn't. Like I didn't like this. I feel like this was the first time.
You were both playing each other. What?
Yeah, no. So he said, "Oh, you look familiar," but he knew where he knew me from because from work, and his friend worked when I worked, and we had like connections that way. But he apparently came to my register a few times that I just never noticed.
Oh.
It was so depressing, just scanning shit like on the register.
He just wasn't rememberable.
No, that's sad to say because I'm sure if I actually did look at him in his eyes, he would be.
No,
but
you say that now after 3 kids, but like probably at the time you were probably like looking somewhere else.
No, but
or he was just saying it to get your attention.
Yeah, possibly.
And to probably like roast you a little bit. Oh, you never noticed me.
Maybe.
But I noticed you.
But then when I saw his MySpace, I'm like, okay, no, I definitely know. I definitely noticed him. I'm like, yeah, you look familiar, blah, blah. And then we met up and
That's
literally we haven't been separate since. Like, yeah. And then we got engaged at 21 and then we got married at, was I 22 or 20? I think it was 23. 23,
That's fucking young.
Yeah. And then we did things a lot backwards. So we got married first, then we went traveling together, and then we got a house, and then we're like, maybe we should have a baby.
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Although it was a little bit risky getting married and then going traveling.
Yeah, because you really discover someone when you go traveling.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you do. You need to go traveling first. A friend of mine said to me, he said, like, when he was, like, dating girls, he was, like, he would always just be, like, randomly go, oh, let's, like, this weekend take a trip down the coast.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to him, like, did you book anything? He's like, nah, I didn't book anything. You just, like, drive and be down there for a couple of days. And, like, you really get to work out how comfortable, like, people are not having any plans.
Yeah.
You know, and whether or not you can still have fun.
Yeah.
You know?
And there's a lot of different type of traveling people. Like people some people just want to relax. Some people want to go out and No, I'm very lucky with my husband. We both just like to relax. we don't like to go to islands and
after
like
3
nice.
kids. Is he an island boy?
He is. So he's Anglo-Indian.
Oh.
But he's very much like he always gets mistaken for Mauritian actually.
Yeah.
But like he's very into the same things like reggae as well. And he can dance as well, which which got me. I need someone that can dance. Like I can't have someone doesn't dance.
You know what they say about someone who can dance.
What is that? What do they say? I don't know what. Oh my god! Is this something naughty? Is this something?
Why did you look at me like that?
Well, I don't know. You're making it out like it's something bad.
No. All I was going to say was he can move his hips.
He can.
Take that however you want.
Okay. We listen and we don't.
Yes. Shout out to the husband.
Oh gosh, that's so funny. But he can dance. He has the moves. Like he's just like, and when we went traveling, we discovered we like the same things, and it did actually bring us a lot closer. I think that's definitely something I'm glad that we did before we had kids.
Yeah.
Because when you have kids, as you know, like it's just you're just thrown in the deep and you become a whole new person. Like when you're sleep deprived, like it's just you can become a little bit.
Tell us how sleep deprived did you get?
Oh God, it was very bad.
You don't know what tired is.
No one knows what tired is until like you have like a newborn that you're looking after. Like
Yeah, I'm sure, and then I'm sure you had like people say to you like before you had kids, you're like that they would say to you, "Oh, get as much sleep as you can get."
Yes,
Yeah.
now we're the ones saying that to people, like, but it's yeah. And I think with having one baby first, I feel like that's where a lot of people can get resentful of their partners because like you have one baby, so one person will be getting up with them while the other one's like sleeping, so you're like the one who's sleeping. You know what I mean?
What? Hang on,
Like
hang on.
you know what I mean? Like that's
Why
when
would you
people-
get resentful for
No,
that?
when you're sleep deprived and when you start like fighting with each other when you have one baby, I feel like the fighting happens more.
Fighting? What?
Well,
What do
arguing,
you mean?
you know what, like
Arguing?
arguing. You don't know what I mean. No, you don't know. Am I the only one? Like
you
get
mean
you get
you would
short with
argue when
things.
you're sleep deprived? Why would you do that, Yolani?
Oh my God. Okay, might be the only one. But like I was,
No,
you sleep deprived, you get
I'm pulling
angry, you
your
get
leg.
moody. But
You get moody as well.
oh yeah, I can get very cranky.
We listen and we
Yeah.
don't judge.
I feel like this is a therapy session. Oh my God. But you know what's
This
funny?
is
When
fucking total therapy. This
when
is
you-
you offloading everything on me and me just roasting you.
and judging, we're not supposed
No
to
judging.
be judging.
No, I'm the most non-judgmental person in the world. You know why?
Why?
It's because I've gone through shit.
Yeah.
I've lived through shit, and I'm like, it's okay. Like,
yeah.
you
you get
just
to
have
the other
keep,
side.
You just have to keep rolling with it.
Yeah.
Like,
But you know what's funny? Like when you have twins, I feel like we were actually better with each other because each one had a baby, right? So you can't get upset if the other person's sleeping because they have the other baby, and so you're both just in it together. And
it
I
was
think
fate.
yeah, it
Brought
was
you
fate.
better together.
But also, I think the second time round, you're a bit more. I find we were more relaxed,
You know,
even though there was two.
you know who's resentful now though? Your son. He's like, "Where's my baby?
Oh, no.
Where's my? I don't get to like be sleep deprived."
Oh no, it's so funny. Yeah, no, I still have to like put him to sleep and things like that. So he's definitely like our little golden child because like we like, you know, with your first one, you're like, you do everything for them. The second ones, they're a little bit more independent and they sleep by themselves and like, so yeah, it works out for everyone. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm a second child.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yes. You have, yeah. So do you have an older?
Older sister.
And so
and
your middle.
and a younger brother.
Okay. So your
Yeah.
middle child.
Yeah, but he was definitely a mistake because he's 6 years younger than me, which means he's 9 years younger than my sister. So
Oh,
my
wow.
sister's 3 years older.
Yeah.
But I for a long time was like growing up in her shadows because she was
Oh.
always so academic
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and just things always going right for her and all this type of stuff. And
Mm.
then so we were living in Perth, and when I left Perth, everybody was like, "What? He's leaving Perth? Like, what is he doing?" And I'm like, "I'm moving to Melbourne." And
That's a bit huge, right?
Yeah.
Huge for your
Yeah.
family.
Oh, I've told this story before on the podcast, but when I moved to Melbourne, like I caught the train here,
Mhm.
and so my best mate that I met in Perth, he moved back here,
Mhm.
and then it took him 6 months to get him to like persuade me to come over,
Mhm.
and I came over with one suitcase.
Wow.
Yeah.
One.
And on the day that I was leaving, I said to my mum, "Can you take me to the train station? I'm moving to Melbourne." She goes to me, "What? What
But
are
this
you?"
is the first time you told her after packing. Oh, no.
I told her 2 weeks before. I told her 2 weeks
She
before.
didn't
She didn't believe me. She didn't believe
Oh,
me.
no.
And then on the day, she's like, "Are you really moving to Melbourne?" I said, "I'm moving to Melbourne. This is all my stuff I'm taking."
How old were you?
I was 21.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that was in 2001.
was she sad?
I think she was shocked. She just couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh,
'Cause
okay."
that's very young as well to
Yeah.
pack up. And did you know you knew people here?
No, I just knew my mate,
Wow.
my mate Christian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh wow. But what an experience, right?
Yeah, it was such an experience. But it's funny, like, so when I left, my family were like, "Oh, there's more to life after than living in Perth." Like, I grew up in Southeast Asia, right? So I knew, right? But like, I don't know. I guess it's just a little bit. I guess it was just a little bit of a shock that I had left, because after I left, my sister decided that she was going to go traveling. She went to India, and she got stuck in India, and like all of this. And then my mum moved to the UK.
Wow.
And the idea with my mum being in the UK was that she was going to do 6 months there and then 6 months in Australia. Well, that never fucking happened. She's been in the UK for like 15 years now. Yeah.
Loves it there.
Yeah. Like, she's been back for holidays and stuff, but it was they never committed on the idea of 6 months there and 6 months here, because I think logistically it might have just been too hard.
Yeah.
But so like me leaving Perth like created this like domino effect of like everybody else leaving and like doing stuff. So we're like,
it's like it was meant to be, right? For them to continue on. Yeah.
Yeah. So mum lives in the UK with my stepdad. My sister lives in Singapore with her husband and 2 kids, and then my brother still lives in Perth.
Wow.
Yeah.
At least you have like places to stay if you want to go different places. That's nice.
Yeah. Yes, just finding the time.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Yeah, like I've transformed myself quite a few times, and that's why I'm never surprised when I hear like different stories of what people have gone through, and like, you know, the whole, oh, it was hard when you do this, and like growing up was this, and you know, with you having kids and like all that type of stuff. Like, no judgment at all.
No. And like as I said before, like I waited a long time, or not, like consider how young I got married. I had my first child when I was 29. And so I was like the whole time in between, like I really wanted to try and push my music as far as I could. And then just kind of got to a point where I was like, you know what, I can't just keep waiting. Like I just like, you know, so we just went for it. And literally. Yeah.
Shout out to the husband with the dance moves.
Oh my God.
The hips
that
don't lie.
Shakira. But I wish, if not, I can't say I wish, 'cause I don't want to regret anything, because everything kind of like happens for a reason. But
yeah, it does.
definitely after having them, that was like a changing point, music wise for me as well. Like there was a lot in the lead up. Like I was doing, like I started off doing like music competitions and things, and then
what music competitions?
Well, just ones around Melbourne, and I was, I didn't get that far, but on X Factor, I was on there 2013, I think it was. But that was a very traumatic experience.
Shit!
Triggering moment. But
you know why? You know why it was traumatic? Because you don't have the X Factor.
Yeah, no.
You got the Y Factor.
Why? Yes.
Yolani Factor.
I don't think like my type of music is targeted mainly for like Australia, like this type of demographic. I think, and also like I don't think I was ready back then. There was a lot of different factors, but it did teach me a lot, and it made me realize that I just didn't want to do competitions anymore, and I didn't want to sing other people's songs anymore. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna write my own songs, and no one can tell me that it's wrong. I'm gonna write it my way.
That is so good.
Yeah, so that's I think when I started to become more confident in myself, because they're my songs, and I'm running it the way that I want it to in the way that I like to sing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you call your style of music?
Definitely like reggae, Afrobeat.
Yep.
Yeah, like island pop, if you may.
Yeah.
But yeah, around those type of genres, I like to incorporate a lot of like the reggae beat in my music. But it's funny because like I stopped myself from I didn't do reggae till like a little bit later in my career because another thought that I had in my head, like I loved reggae, I grew up with it, as you know. But like I don't have that Rasta voice, and I don't sound like a Rasta man. You know what I mean? Like Rasta thing. So I thought, is it like
a Rasta woman?
A Rasta woman, Rasta man. But like I didn't want to like offend anyone trying to cover songs, trying to sound like that when I don't sound like that. So I had a lot of that, like
you were very
fighting.
conscious of the whole cultural appropriation.
And because obviously I was born here, I have an Australian accent, but like
And you
my
want to
background
respect,
is also, you know, Mauritian station. It's like if you go there, that's all the music that's there, and I grew up with that. So I feel like that's me authentically. But like if someone was to meet me, they might not think that. So I'm just very conscious of all that. So I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to cover any songs. I'm going to write my own songs and have those beats incorporated and make it my own sound. And that was when I started developing myself more as an artist, authentically. Yeah. So it's like another stepping stone.
So when you perform, do you like are you performing with a band? And
I don't have a band like just for me, but I have performed with bands like in the past.
Yeah.
And that's always fun as well. But no, mainly when I perform, I would do like my original songs. I can probably do like a 30-minute set or so of like original music, and I'll just have like my tracks and I just give it to them and think. And then sometimes I like to have like dancers on stage with me, but again, that takes like a lot of work as well, like a lot of organizing and all that. But like ideally, if I was to think of like my ideal show, I would definitely want to have like the dancers, because I don't know, for me I don't like just standing there and singing. I like to actually put on a show. Like I love a performance. I love the dancing, I love the costumes, the hair, the makeup, like the lighting, like everything. I think coming from a film background as well, like visually nice and entertaining. I think that's that's exciting for me, and I want like to give people a really fun, positive experience, I guess, when they hear my music. Yeah.
And how would you describe like your process of coming up with your music? Like, do you like dedicate a certain amount of hours like during the week, and you say, okay, I'm gonna like really just think about my songwriting or whatever, or is it just stuff that comes to you like throughout the day?
Well, that's funny. Actually, I try to dedicate a day where I can just work on my music. But it doesn't always work that way creatively. Well, not like when you're a creative person, like ideas and things comes in the most random places. Right? You can't schedule time to be creative, and I've tried, like, because I have to in a way schedule some time, but then sometimes schedule and nothing will come to me. But then like I'll be like in the shower or something. That's where like most of my ideas come. And you just randomly think of a melody, and then it's like, oh,
in the shower.
Yeah, it's such a thinking time. You know, you just stand there and like.
Maybe there's just something to do with like the whole cleansing of the mind and the body.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a theory on that, like when like with something to do with the water.
The positive electrons kind of like transferring and yeah, I get that.
Yeah, and it always comes in the most random times. Like sometimes, I'll be on a walk or something, or like most of my ideas. I like to listen to a lot of different beats and stuff. So I'll go to like YouTube or SoundCloud and I type in like Afrobeat, uplifting. Like a lot of my music, I want it to be like uplifting and motivational sort of thing. So I look up that type of vibe. It takes a lot for me to really like a beat. And so I go through a lot. But then when I really like...
is critical.
No, I can...
We listen and we don't judge. But if your beat's out... You're going to get canned.
No, I can write to like a lot of different beats, but for me to really, really like something and resonate with it,
It's got to
it
like hit the
takes-
soul.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
I get
so
that.
I go through quite a lot, but then once I find something, I stick to it and I just play on repeat and repeat. And like I can have a song sitting in my head for like over a year now. And like for over a year, and like I just sing like in my head. Like I'll play it every now and then, like I'm in the car and I'll just sing it, and I think of like the harmonies and things. And then like it'll be like half written songs here and there. And then out of nowhere, like because you go through highs and lows of like the type of energy that you have, right, to put out. Like I have to, like, especially having kids, I have to learn when it's okay to like take breaks and have period of times when there's like I might not get any inspiration, and then out of nowhere within like a month I have like 5 or 6 songs that I've just written within an hour. Like it can happen in an hour, it can happen over 6 months, it can happen over a year. So yeah, just giving myself that time and allowance to do that, I think is important. Yeah.
I think that's actually really great advice because what you just described there is how self-aware you are in accordance to like your own being,
Yeah.
you know, and not putting too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
Like you did just say then in that dialogue that yes, you do schedule time, but sometimes you don't come up with anything, and then you come up with something when you're in the shower.
Yeah.
And then you have to also acknowledge that sometimes you need time off, and then next thing you know. So being, I guess, self-aware of what works for you is so important.
Oh, yes.
You know?
And I used to be really, really hard on myself in the beginning. And I think like another thing with age, you just have to be more patient with things and content with what you have in order to be able to, you know, let ideas come to you. Otherwise, you can't force it as well.
Welcome to Yolani's therapy session. We're here to learn about patience.
Yes. And like it's very hard for me like to have like
That's because you're a fucking Leo.
Oh my God, I'm very action based. I'm like always have to action. Yes. I can't just be, but we need to learn the balance, right? And I'm I have to force myself.
If you're not taking any action, I don't want to know about it.
No. I can't stand like just not having a plan. If someone's talking about something, okay, what's
plan?
the plan? Having a plan, action, like do like steps.
Why
to get
you
there.
gotta have a plan?
You always need a plan. I need a plan. I need plans. I can't do things, just wing things. No, I need plans and I need actions and steps to get there. But also I need
what
to
if you
like
don't know what the steps are, Yolani?
No,
then
but
what
like
do you
I
do?
create different scenarios of different things and create steps for those. It's probably bad. This is probably not very healthy. I'm an overthinker as well. So maybe I think all different scenarios and then what I do in those situations. Yeah, no, let's take a step back. And then I try to just be at peace. Try to be zen. I'm still practicing this to this day. But it's something I have to force myself to do.
I think it's important. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
Like we're fucking human beings. And you know what? Well, no one's perfect.
No.
If you think you're fucking perfect, you got your head up your ass.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so
And we all still learn. There's so much, and I feel like I've got so much more to learn. And I'm excited about it as well.
We're all still learning. And the fact is that like anything can happen.
Yeah.
And everything can happen.
Yeah.
And you just have to like adapt and be okay with that.
Yeah.
You know, and I think sometimes we put too much expectation on ourselves when we get inside our heads too much. You know, like that whole thing like you described then about like when you were in your late 20s, you're like, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop singing. And then you had a kid and it's like, oh, no, I'll stop like in my 30s or like after, you know, like why put that expectation on yourself to like stop the creativity? Because you obviously love it.
Yeah. And I think that was my blockage for a very long time. Like there was like, I went through, a lot of step forwards, a lot of step backs throughout my career. And that was definitely my blockage. Like putting a time limit on myself and And then those things kind of like the universe is like forcing to happen and gave me twins. Like forcing, like these things are forcing me to like be patient and be content. And that's when things kind of start to happen a little bit more for me. So yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting. Yeah.
Hang on. So what you just said just then is the universe made you be more patient, yet. So then you became more patient, and then things started to happen. So it was like
lessons to be learned, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
So that would have been that. Like that's such a good life lesson to go through, because I think when you're young, certainly like when I was young, and look, okay, maybe I am still a little bit impatient as I am right now, you know, at 45. But like knowing that things are going to be okay and trying not to like force things because you want to be somewhere or you want to be doing something, or like you have this expectation of, oh, you should be doing this at like this age of life or blah, 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 like all that type of stuff. It's kind of like, dude, just calm down.
Yeah.
Just relax. That like comes with age, right?
Yes. 100%. Yeah. It's so funny how like when I look back on it, on how like things turned out, I'm like, oh, if I was patient, and then I kind of start thinking in my head, if I was like had kids earlier, if I was more patient earlier, things might have happened earlier. But no, like I just I think that, and then I have to stop myself. I definitely overthinker, but I stop myself, and I have like conversation. I'm like in my head, like, you know, everything happens for a reason and for the right timing. And I truly believe that everything happens for a reason. That's like one of my mottos that I live by, good and bad.
It's a hard pill to swallow when you think to yourself, did everything happen for a reason?
No.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because the universe conspired against you, and it conspired against you to teach you a lesson.
And if you don't listen, it's going to keep It's going to keep going, right?
You are so right. If you don't listen to what's happening, you just fall into the same pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Calm the fuck down.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's very interesting looking back.
What advice would you give your younger self?
To trust in your intuition.
That's so hard. How do you do that?
Well, I feel like it's just a gut feeling. Everyone has it. You just choose to either listen or don't listen. You know it, but you just don't want to listen.
How do you do that though? How do you tell your brain and go, stop overthinking this and just go with the feeling? That's so hard.
It's a trust thing,
yeah.
And you have to separate your logical. Oh no, not really logical. You have to separate what you desire to what you are feeling, because that could be a different thing. Like for example, that the label that I worked with, I wanted to be signed so bad, and I really, really wanted that. I did have, looking back, I don't like to admit it, I did have a bad feeling about it, but because I wanted to be signed, and I think in my head that was like the next step, and so I rushed into it and did all that. But I did have that gut feeling. So that my advice would be listen to that, even if it doesn't make sense, even if it's like logical to do that, but because your body is more aware than what you realize. I feel
it's the universe.
Yeah, it's the
universe. It's the universe.
I feel like your body's really aware, even though
it's the spiritual beings.
Yep. But then at the same time, like that all needed to happen, Yeah.
I think it's such a hard thing to do because we're always in our heads so much, and it's and so there's like thinking about what you want to do, and then there's like feeling about it, like in
Mhm.
your heart, like this is how you feel about it. And then there's that gut feeling,
Yeah.
and like you're dealing with potentially these three different types of emotions,
Yeah.
three different types of, conflicting energies within you.
Mm-hmm.
And like working out which is the right thing to do. And look, I know some people are really good at it because they're like, they can like really analyze like short term, medium term, long term, like what's ultimately going to be the greatest benefit or impact overall,
Mm-hmm.
but like that whole gut feeling thing and that whole intuition thing, sometimes those feelings like come and then they disappear because the other ones like are overbearing,
Yeah.
like, so it's hard.
It is hard. It is hard. But yeah, I think once you can like identify that and separate it, I think it can be a very powerful thing. And really trust it. And like if things don't work out because of it, just know like there's something else better for you or that's meant for you. That's why stuff don't work out, and not to get so upset about it. Yeah.
It's hard not to get so upset about
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah. No, I've been
'Cause
there.
you get
Like,
disappointed.
yeah.
You're like, it didn't fucking work out. Back at ground zero.
Yeah. But are you at zero though? You're not back at zero.
No.
I don't think you're at zero. It's just another route that you're taking. It's not.
It's a blip.
Yeah.
It's a blip.
Yeah. I think definitely having that mindset is important, especially as a creative, because like it's just a lot of up and downs and yeah, it's not just a straightforward career. It's like just not a 9 to 5. It's like a lot of
In life, what I've realized is nothing is ever a straight line.
No.
It's not
No.
a straight line.
And everyone's on different journeys as well. So it's like you can't, it's hard not to compare, but like you have to try and separate yourself from that. Yeah.
Yeah. I only ever compare myself against myself.
Yeah.
I did a post on a Insta story. Was it yesterday? I was like, today, like everything resets to 0, right? 2025, are we going to like what has 2025 got for me? Like, are we going to break any of my records that I've set in previous years? And 2023, I did the most number of photo shoots in the year, which was 227.
Wow.
And then last year, I did 87 podcasts.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, what's 2025 going to bring?
Yeah.
And like,
oh, that's exciting to like, put
yeah,
that
to
down.
like set that bar and go, okay. But then I also, like, when I hit that, the 227, like, photo shoot, mark, I was like that year I thought to myself, I'm pretty fucking tired.
Well, that is a lot of photo shoots. That's a lot.
I'm pretty tired. And doing, I guess, podcasts is completely different again, but this year I'm doing creative stuff 100% full time, because those previous years I was like had a full-time job as well. So I was like, oh, well, now I've got more time. Yeah. More time to do more of what I love.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's kind of scary, though, because it's kind of like I've been talking about this for a while. And my best mate that I moved here for, so he passed away 2.5 years ago.
I'm so sorry.
He's on my fridge, and thank you. And since his passing, he's, I guess, been with me even more and like guiding me. And over the last 3 months, it's like messages, messages.
Signs and
Yeah.
messages. Oh, doesn't that give you such a nice feeling? You're like, oh, hello. What are you doing? That's
Yes
amazing.
and no.
Oh, really? Is it not messages you want to hear? Or?
No, because they're like messages that are freakishly apparent.
Okay.
You know, like I burn incense in
Yeah.
the house, and like the other day, so I burn incense in the kitchen. I was at my desk, and then I turned around, look at the kitchen, and I know that there is. So someone told me that there is a way of like reading the incense smoke.
Yep.
But this incense smoke was burning from the kitchen bench in a straight line all the way to the roof.
Okay,
Right?
that's not normal. Is that normal?
That is
normal?
that is not normal.
That's not normal. I'm trying
And
to
like
think.
I turned and I looked at it. It was like that for 2 whole seconds,
Yeah.
and then it went poof.
Oh my god. Oh, give me
Yeah.
shivers. Yeah.
And then I think it was like a week or maybe 2 weeks before that, my vacuum cleaner turned on by itself. And it's one of those it's not a button,
yeah.
it's a slider on the
Okay.
handle.
Oh.
So 0, 1, 2, 3, and 3 is maximum. And obviously when I'm not using it, it's on 0.
yeah. Oh my god.
And I was in the kitchen preparing some like lunch or something, and it just automatically turned on.
What did you look at what was on number?
It was
Three?
on 3.
Oh my god. Not even 1 is on 3, like full blast.
Yeah.
Oh, far out. Oh my god.
And
That's
then-
so that's giving me like shivers.
Yeah,
That's
you-
good.
So
Oh.
So the last couple of weeks, I've
That's
obviously
amazing.
been on this path
Yeah.
of like doing like creative stuff 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Like I've in the past, 3 months, I've connected with lots of really great creative people, and we're doing like lots of really great things together. And then yesterday being the 1st of January, start of a new year, like all of this. The craziest thing happened.
Mm-hmm.
Siri
Oh god. Yeah.
on my phone
Yeah.
reminded me to call someone because it was their birthday. Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They reminded me to call my dead mate.
Oh. Oh.
And it's actually not his birthday
No.
yesterday. And I'm like, the fuck are you doing?
Is there any way how could that have been set? Do you put people's birthdays in your phone? Do you normally like
Yeah, I do. But
that's really
of
rare.
all the numbers, of all the
Oh
people,
my god.
I've got like 4,000 people in my phone, right? Of all
Yeah.
of those people, you tell me to call him for his birthday, and it's not even his birthday.
Oh my god.
Why did you do that to me, Siri?
Wait, so when was this? This was
Yesterday,
And what was the date yesterday?
the 1st.
Oh, the first. The first was the first. Did you look at what that means? Like 1-1? Like 1-1-1 meetings? Like that could be a thing.
Yeah,
right?
I know
Did you
what
look at-
1-1 means. Yeah, I know what. Yeah,
He's your guardian angel.
I've got a few.
Mm.
I've got a few. And then probably about 2 weeks ago, I went to a full moon cacao ceremony.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I had an out of body experience.
Really?
Yeah, to the point where I'm booked in on the 1st of Feb to do a hypnosis past life regression.
I really, really would love to do something like that. Like I see a lot of those videos on TikTok. I'm very curious to know like about your past. That's so exciting.
I think I'm an alien.
Aren't we all? Are we all a little bit alien? Aren't we all some sort of species?
No, you are just a fucking Leo.
but my rising sign, I got different elements in there.
Oh yeah, what's your rising?
A Taurus.
Ah,
Yes. So I'm very grounded,
I'm
feel.
a Libran
Oh, okay.
and then Aquarius.
Oh,
But
yes.
my sun
yes.
is I'm a Sagittarius.
Okay. Yes. Wait, so you're Sagittarius?
I'm a Sagittarius. Look at me.
Okay,
I sound like I know what I'm
fire
fucking
sign.
talking about. I don't know.
We do know what we're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm really quite interested in working out what other lives I had because I don't know. I guess like just stuff's been happening.
Yeah.
Stuff's definitely been happening, and I'm like, it's just all coincidental.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think anything's a coincidence. Everything's meant to happen. You just have to. You have
that's
to
exactly what I mean.
gotta-
I'm like,
yeah,
it's not
too much.
coincidental. Like,
Yeah.
this was all meant to happen this way.
Yes.
Like, you know.
Oh, how exciting!
Yeah. But yeah, so that's me and my dead mate who keeps following me around,
Won't leave you alone.
getting me to fucking try to call him on my phone. I almost called it yesterday, actually.
Aw.
I was like,
To see what would happen.
I know no one's going to pick up or whether or not that phone number actually still exists anymore, you know. Are you looking at coming out with an album soon or like
Probably not an album, probably more
EP?
singles.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had EPs out in the past and things like that. It's so I have a lot of songs that I wrote and recorded and released and then kind of come down and things like that. But I had to
what does that mean? Calm down.
Like the music had to come like off like the platforms and things like that. Because I was working, I worked with a lot of different people and then things happen and then
collaborations.
A lot of yes. And things like happen and then just to not kind of be associated with that, I'm like, you keep it. And I just had to like kind of start again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had a few songs and things like that. But
being a solo artist though, like that's probably a better thing though, isn't it?
100%. I prefer being independent, have like a lot more control of what I put out. Just like, but it is, I like working with different people. But being locked down to like one person or one label and things like that can be a little bit restrictive. And like they choose when things come out and things like that. So like a lot of my 20s, I was working with a producer and we recorded so many songs. And then we had like it
wasn't Diddy, was it?
Oh my God, no. Holy crap, that's the whole Hey, that's really sad what all that stuff that's going on.
So
Like it's
fucking
just
sad.
and
I'm
so
like, bro, what did you do?
Oh my God, that's like it's shocking and not at the same like it
Yeah.
it
bound
just
to
completely
happen.
puts you off the music industry of like Hollywood, that type of thing. So it's like I'm glad as an independent you can like it's tainted music in a way, and you kind of just you want to put out good things out, vibrational, positive things for people because music is so powerful. Like it can, but if you use it in the wrong way, it's bad, and I don't want to contribute to that.
I think the learning from that, certainly like what I've experienced, is that you can have talent and you can have skills, and it's up to the individual and everybody to use those talents and skills for good and not for evil. Because it's all too easy to do it for evil.
Oh, yes. That's like the whole thing, what they say, like sex sells sort of thing. Like that's the motto, right, for the music industry. That's what like they like try to pressure you to do. And yeah, no, I'm not having any of that. No. I've got told that so many times and I'm like, nah. Just like there's different ways. That's one way of doing it, yes. But it's not the only way. It might not be the easiest. That might be the easiest way, right, to get people's attention. But you're getting it like the wrong audience by doing that. I feel
it's just the shock factor.
Yeah, and you're getting attention of like really sleazy people. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not the right audience. Like if that's
Did you
not
say
your
sleazy or greasy?
sleazy. Yeah, and you don't want that. Well, maybe some people do, but yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
I think
definitely not that.
what's really disappointing is that when you're young and you're inexperienced, you probably get told a lot of that, and then you can fall into that
Yes.
kind of like frame of mind or like
Well,
into that kind of like genre
when you're
or
so
an approach.
desperate to get in, you will do anything, right? And I had that mentality for a little bit as well. Like I was just any opportunity I was getting, even if it wasn't right for me, I was like doing because I just wanted to be in the industry. But yeah, now looking back now, like now I'm more selective of things now. And yeah, it's funny, like you work with different people and they have different approaches. As I was saying before, like the producer I was working with for a long time, we recorded a lot of things and there was some gigs that he got me and then he pulled back on it and like it was like a lot of like he talked a lot but there was no action. You know how frustrated I get. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And like, I'm very hands-on, right? Like I'm not gonna sit back as an artist and be like, you know, you have to do this for me. Like I like to be in the production and like with the planning and everything, music video, like I plan it, like I'm very hands-on. I don't expect people to do things for me like for free or anything like that. Like, and
she's a Leo.
yes, I'm very agile. I'm like, let's do it. Like, let's go. And I was working with him for like a good like 4 or 5 years of my life. And like, I was like,
that's a long time.
Yeah. And
that's
I was holding back
commitment.
having kids at this stage because of that. And then, so I was doing that and we released like one song and he went really well. And then it just like nothing happened after. I'm like, well, let's keep rolling. And like, he wouldn't let me work with other people and things like that. And then anyway, I had my son. Like, I'm just going to do it. So I just had my son. And then we had a meeting just after he was born. And I was like in tears. I was just like, because I really wanted to push my music so bad. I'm like, I really want to do this. Like, what do we need to do? I'll help you. Like, I'll pay you. Like, you know, just tell me what you're doing and I'll, you know, whatever. And then he was just saying a lot of things and he wasn't really aligning. And I'm like, well, maybe I should start working with other people, this and that. And I'm like, or maybe I should go independent for a while. And I was crying. My son was in the next room. And he looked me dead in the eye and he was like, good luck making it without me. And I'm like, a switch just went off in my brain. I think that's my Leo, my finest just came out. And in my head, I didn't say this to him, but I'm like, watch me. Watch me. Within 6 months, I didn't like contact pretty much. Within 6 months, I wrote a song. My son was still a newborn. I was like on the baby mat playing. I was writing. I wrote a song. I recorded a demo. I got a featured artist. We got into the studio, recorded the song. I filmed a music video. I released the song with the Push Reggae band. They were performing at like the pre-show of the Jamaican Music Festival. So I performed with them on the night that it was released. The video got played internationally on TV.
That is so
I got
fucking
radio
cool.
play. I did radio interviews. I got gigs. I was doing festival. It was just like all just happening. It was like just that split second when someone says you can't do something. I'm like, watch me. And that all happened so quickly.
You know what the universe made you go through that experience with him to show you that you can do anything and that you are almighty and powerful.
Yeah. And really pushed to say like I don't need someone or a label or someone to do things for, like I can do it myself. So that all happened. And then just when the momentum was coming with this song was My Light. That's like my biggest song that I have at the moment.
What's it called?
My Light.
My Light?
Yeah. And it was inspired by my son. Like he like, cause I gave up on
Shout
music
out to
for a
the
bit and then
son.
he loved music and then I wrote it like thinking of him. And so that's a big song of mine. And then after all that happened, then COVID. And then I was like, oh, not really. That's when I got signed. And then like, that was like, it was okay for the first year or so. And then like things happened and then I moved on from there. But yeah, so that was like another big changing moment like in my music. It's just I needed someone to be like, you can't do it. I feel like, yes, I can.
It's almost, as I said, it's almost like the universe was saying you need to have this experience to then be a turning point on how much do you want this? Because if you want it, you got to go all in. Because I'm going to put a person in front of you that is going to literally tell you that you can't do it without them. Yet, if you go all in, you're going to be able to do it. And to have all of those different opportunities and experiences, like as a result, it's just like it would be so satisfying and rewarding knowing that you had all this stuff like come to you, you know?
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, that's why I try not to regret either good or bad things that happen. It's a lot of
the audacity of that guy though.
I know.
Like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, it's strange because then like I didn't speak to him for like a good amount of time. It was close to a year, and then he messaged me out of nowhere. It's like, hey, we should release this song after not speaking. I'm like, I didn't again. Silence is such a powerful thing. I just did not respond. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah,
that
no.
was the wrong sound.
Yay.
Silence is a powerful thing.
Yeah.
Because even though it's silent, it's still saying something.
And like to come back after I've been getting some like, you know,
traction.
attention in the industry and stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, no, like you had your chances like at that time. Yeah. Like I still do wish him well. I don't wish bad upon anyone, and I don't think he had bad intentions toward it. And same with the label as well. Like I do want them to do well. But it's a learning thing for them as well.
Yeah, and it's just the way that the things worked out, you know? And like I live with no regrets. I also think that like either you get a positive outcome or you learn something, which is also a positive outcome.
Yeah.
Because you're learning, if anything, stuff about yourself and how to like manage or coordinate like your own emotions like during, you know, these experiences. And other people will have their own intentions or their own agendas. Yeah. And either those intentions and agendas are obvious and apparent and they're told to you, or they're not. And when they're not, it's like really disappointing because it's like, did I just get like hoodwinkled here or like blindsided with something? And then I guess you start going back and you start going, oh, did I have an intuition thing then? And I didn't listen to it. And I just kept going. And now it's put me in this position. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Had lots of those moments. Lots of those moments. Yeah.
So you're coming out with more EPs?
Probably more singles. To start with.
Yeah.
I don't want to over do myself at the moment. I got my hands full. I'll just start doing singles at a time. There is a song I just recorded a demo for. This is the song I had in my head for like a year. Yeah, it's so sad. I actually had someone.
How do you remember it?
Oh, because it's just on replay in my head. Like it's just, it's literally just on replay.
OCD.
Yeah, I probably do. A little bit of ADHD.
I think we've all got a little bit of ADHD.
I was just thinking that the other day. I think so. Yeah.
It's as a result of having a fucking mobile phone.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
You know?
Social media and all that.
So since being awakened to my whole and reminded of my whole like spirituality thing, right? I've seen a lot of stuff about frequency.
Yes.
And how frequency is like we're moving into more of a frequency era now.
Mm-hmm.
Look at me, I can't even fucking say that word properly. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
I think it's because my lips are dry. But yeah, like we're moving into this new era, and it is all going to be about frequency and
Mm-hmm.
energies and listening to people and
Mm-hmm.
you know, like all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually quite excited about like doing all of that
Mm-hmm.
and like being a part of all of that, because I'm in like a, I guess I feel like I'm in a prime position
Yeah.
because it's like, you know, I'm tapping into it.
Yeah. I think
Mm.
like especially the world these days, I think a lot of people are finally starting to be more awake and aware of all these things and like something that's like bigger than you, which is exciting. I think we're less likely to be influenced by all those things that they market on like ads and things like that. Like you can see behind their purpose of like their intentions to their audience. So which is a great thing, I think. It's a good evolution of people. Yeah.
How did I get onto that dialogue? I think we were talking about
frequency.
ADHD and technology.
Funny you said about the frequency thing. Like there's a thing in music as well that's like high frequency and low frequency on music that they
High
kind
vibration.
of that they put like in music that you don't even realize it could be like a very popular music, but it could be low vibrational, like so it makes you feel sad. You don't know why. Like things like that. I'm very conscious when it comes to my music to make sure that it's high vibrational. Yeah, you just don't want to. It's just so many evil things out there these days. Like you just don't want to. Yeah, and it's sad that music is a part of that. Like they use that as a tool. But yeah.
I know for a fact that because there was a study that was done that looked at frequency, particularly in the brain.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember what study it was, and I can't remember what part of the brain it was. But if you listened, now that you're older, if you listen to music that you did when you were like 17, 18, the reason why that music still sounds great to you is because there's a part of the brain that when you were that age, that type of music that you were listening to imprinted itself in your brain and it became part of you.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like
And so
Yeah.
I think back to the type of music that I was listening to when I was like 17, 18 was like dance music.
Mm-hmm.
And like it always gets me. It always takes me
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Like my sister sent me this like Spotify album New Year's Eve, and I was like, why did you send that to me? Because I'm like, oh, I just need to go out now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I listen to a lot of like R&B and like gangster rap and like
We're back when we thought we were gangster. Like right. Like,
I was total gangster. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Ice Cube Predator was the first album I became obsessed with.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Predator.
Oh,
And it
God.
just so happens that it just so happens that I've got a Predator on my phone
Oh.
with a quote.
Brings you back. Brings you
Yeah.
back.
It's just like, you know what? Like, I don't know. Like I'm very like I love that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It brings you back to a certain era in your life. Yeah.
So what do you have planned for this year?
I haven't really done specific goals, like definitely recording more music, writing more. I really want to get into the festival scene.
Ah.
Yeah, yeah. So I recently did a performance.
Can you take me?
Oh, yes.
Bring me along.
Give me my groupie in the back. No?
I'll take your photos and I'll interview you afterwards.
Oh, yes.
What festivals?
Well, just any festivals really. Like, obviously one that would take like my type of genres, like
Yeah,
reggae type of festivals, or just like any like ones, any that I can get into.
As in these like bush duff.
bush. What's
Oh,
that?
I'm so glad you said that because
Am I supposed to know?
No, I do not want to go to those.
I'll apply for ones that you want to go to.
I was talking to a mate this morning about it, and I was just like, bro, I just couldn't do 3 days out in the bush.
Oh, those type of no.
I'm like, I just need a shower.
Yeah, no. I'm too much of a princess to go out to do those kind of things. I'm like, no. I'll just go do my set thing, then go home. Yeah, no, I can't. Yeah, I can't be in crowds or in like. I can be on stage.
Crowds.
I can be on stage where I have my own little space in my bubble. And
my allergies start playing up. I'm like,
your allergies.
I'm allergic to grass. No. I'm allergic to alcohol.
Oh gosh.
I'm allergic to dirt.
Allergic to people. Say wait, no.
I'm only allergic to a few people. No, I'm kidding.
But it is any festival really. Yeah, I just want to be on stage. Any chance I can be on stage. I recently did a gig, which is my biggest show. Recently, I opened up for a reggae artist named Anthony B. Came all the way from Jamaica. Like he's touring around and everything.
Yeah.
So he's a pretty big reggae artist. And
Stick brought him over, right?
Yeah. So I got in contact with Stick, and it was funny because I was actually I was trying to get onto the Jamaican Music Food Festival because I really, really want to perform there. But for some reason, I'm always late to the application when it comes. And I was late again the last year. I'm like, I have one thing to have to like keep a tab on, and I missed it again. But yeah, then he presented me this opportunity. I was like,
that's cool.
You want me?
He's a cool guy.
No, but that was an amazing experience, and because it was been a while since I've been on the stage, since having all my babies and everything like that. So just getting back on stage and doing my thing, I would love to do that more often. And also just building up my social media and stuff because it's so much effort to be on social media. But again, I need to plan properly and get like
so much effort.
Things. But no, I need to be on that more, I think. So that's another personal goal of myself. And then whatever opportunities come my way, I'm just gonna be open. Yeah. I
think it's I have a feeling that lots of things are going to happen for you this year.
Oh, thank you. I hope so. We'll see.
It's you just seem like someone that you're just really authentic about yourself, and you're very clear about what your values are, what you enjoy doing, and you just want to spread more of that to everybody.
Yeah.
And with what you explained around how all these things started happening, I'm like, I think more of that's going to happen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I hope so. Keeping myself open.
I mean, you're podcast number 1 for 2025.
Oh, yay.
So
that's saying something. This is exciting. This is actually the first thing of this year.
We're on the 2nd of January.
Yes.
And already things are happening.
Yes. And it was unexpected too as well. Because I wasn't sure when it was going to happen as well. So it's like this the first thing of this year. Yeah, I'm very grateful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I can't wait to see more things come out of you for this year, and maybe I can get you back at the end of the year, and we can go, how did it go? A
wrap up.
Yeah.
Of this year.
And I'll be like, how come you didn't take me to a festival?
Well, I didn't book one. That's why. No, I'm joking. No, I'm not putting that out in the universe. That's so bad. I'm like,
I didn't book one.
No.
I got my application in too late. Sorry,
Stick.
Again.
I should just apply now, so I'll just be in early, and then there's no excuses.
Just get the application ready.
Yes.
Just get last year's application, fill out the answers, and have it ready so that when the new application comes out, it's like, boom.
Yes.
Done.
Yes. Done.
Input. Done.
No, but I will let you know. I will let you know when I book.
Yeah, it's so exciting.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Let me just take a quick selfie.
Yes. Oh, wait. The mic's right.
Amazing. How can people find you?
So I'm all over social media at Yolani.official. That's YOLANI .official. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that.
You're on all of the socials already.
Yes. Well, you
It's-
have to be.
It's just a whole lot of admin.
Oh God, Threads. I'm on it, but I don't.
Threads.
It's a Threads, yeah. Like it just posts stuff from my Instagram, but I'm not really on it.
I got a love-hate relationship with Instagram and Facebook because
Yeah.
some weird shit started happening like towards the end of last year,
Oh,
and I'm like,
what?
bro, what's going on?
What's happening on Instagram?
Well, I lost my personal Facebook account.
No.
Gone.
Oh, that's so sad.
And you know,
Can you get it back?
I can't even appeal. Gone.
That's horrible.
Yeah, and like all of my business stuff was connected to it. So I was like
Oh.
trying to verify myself that I'm the same person. They're like,
That's so
I'm
annoying.
like, bro, it's fucked.
Well, TikTok's banned. Oh, I've got banned me from promoting videos for like 10 years. And I can't appeal. Like I try, just nothing. It goes to nowhere. And I'm like, oh well, I'm just gonna post videos and not promote it. And that's like, if it goes off, it goes off. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But literally, I feel like I've been shadow banned on there.
we just need Donald Trump to like overrule all of this bullshit stuff that's happening in TikTok,
Yeah.
and then Elon Musk needs to goddamn buy Snapchat and all of this, and you know, hurry up and take us to the fucking moon.
Yeah.
I mean
right.
Mars.
To Mars. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you again.
Thank you for
for
having
coming
me.
along. Thanks everyone for listening in. Make sure you hit subscribe, that notification bell, and I'll catch you guys all on the next one. See ya.